Today we have an opportunity, as was just pointed out by my colleague very eloquently, that we can make major improvements to the UI program. Is it a silver bullet, quote unquote? Nothing is in this building, but it certainly is our opportunity to improve a system that is in need of much improvement. We could once again position our state as a leader in assisting individuals to get back to work and provide them with the tools that they need on reemployment assistance, which is exactly the focus that should be always held by the Department of Workforce Development. That should be their number one focus, is helping people. They're a service organization, and I like to remind the employees there of that every now and then. If people can find their next vocation, we can alleviate the labor crisis that exists right now. Unfortunately, despite the referendum question, which was very, very clear, and it passed with 80% support just a few weeks ago, the minority side of the aisle, it so appears, believes that our state program should be focused on not helping people get back to work. That's very unfortunate. Indeed, during the committee hearing, it was claimed that this bill would not assist people in finding work. It was actually said, quote unquote, I won't call out the individual that said it, that could not be further from the truth. This is demonstrated over and over in the data that supports this bill from other states, and we did our research very deeply. This misunderstanding by the minority continues to oppose beneficial help policy that will move our state forward. The changes are based on ideas that were applied in other states that have been successfully incorporated into reemployment supports. Texas, Georgia, Nevada, and New Jersey have all benefited from these types of changes. In fact, research that was conducted by the federal United States Department of Labor said that claimants who participated in reemployment evaluations found work faster and made more money, and therefore were able to fulfill their dreams and their hopes for their families. If this law is passed, an extra 11,400 persons will have access to reemployment programs in our state, such as job coaching, soft skills training, matching jobs to people's resumes and the talents that they have, according to DWD. They said that. I don't know about you, Mr. Speaker, but despite the interesting and fascinating rhetoric on the other side of the aisle, it appears to be a win for our state. Voting against this law in reality harms those who are currently on unemployment insurance who are looking for work. When it was implemented in Nevada, it was discovered that people spent almost 2 fewer weeks on UI because, why? They found work. Awesome. They helped them. The workforce development team actually helped them find work. According to a study conducted by, again, the U.S. Department of Labor, various reemployment services reduced weeks on UI by about 1.3 weeks. They discovered that those who participated in universal reemployment programs and eligibility assessments were more likely to hold their job for a longer period of time. Let me put some monetary values on this. If this bill had been passed before the pandemic in 2020, the average person still would have been able to get 79 weeks of unemployment during the pandemic if they needed them. But if they all would have found work just 1 week earlier, it would have saved the taxpayers of our state $115 million. Another common sense component of this plan would require DWD to provide counseling sessions to those whose UI benefits are about to expire and keep them involved in the labor market. Is that asking too much of a bureaucracy? I don't believe it is. I'm not sure why any elected official in this building right now would be opposed to that. Mr. Speaker, a green vote on this bill shows our constituents and the businesses in them that we appreciate them and that we want to continue to assist people on unemployment to access the resources that they need to find their next career. Mr. Speaker, George W. Bush, former president, said one time, quote, "American workers want more than unemployment checks. They want a steady paycheck." And that is still true today. And as our dear friend and recently deceased former colleague here in this House from the 67th Assembly District, God rest his soul, often would say, "Nothing lifts a person out of poverty better and faster than landing a good family-sustaining job." God bless him. The vote is green.